the camera froze. So, part two, it took a very long time to let go of the fact that I felt like I had fucked up. But once again, since that those spaces, those moments, I've had countless experiences that have proved to me that everything is working out exactly as it needs to. Including a meditation that I had yesterday that, yeah, kind of aligned me up with uh, an experience that I had 6 years ago, which was before all of this. I was like, oh, those two moments just aligned, and I was always going to reach that point in time. Call it quantum mechanics, time travel, astral projection, moving through consciousness within a linear fashion, however the fuck you want to call it. I don't really give a shit. But that was the truth of the situation. So, things were always going to take on that road and that trajectory. It just was a very intense one, very difficult one, not a very easy one, didn't always feel good. But, you know, uh, the truth is that just because it doesn't feel good or doesn't make sense or isn't rational, isn't logical, doesn't mean that God isn't working at all times. In the darkness, in the pain, in the moments where you're like, whoa, I can't see a way, I am lost, I am on my knees, I ain't gonna be here no more. You know? Unfortunately, in regards to the woman that married, her family, they're not good with conflict. And I'm from South East London, so I say it as it is, which is uncomfortable for people who don't like the truth. Um, so, so yeah, and in a after being ignored and not being listened to, which once again, that's a reflection of the fact that I am not honouring me, I am not listening to me, um, and so that's about me and my boundaries. But I got the moment I put a boundary down and said no, not having it. You know, the lady that I married, Marina, if you're watching this, hello. She closed, shut, and pushed me away. It's very interesting as well because the moment that we'd obviously gone there to flip some houses, right? Which once again, smart logical move to do if you don't know where you're going, you don't know what you're doing, and you're a bit worried and afraid about the fact that you're bringing a child into the world, and you want to make sure that you've got a good foundation, right? We thought that was smart. Um, so so yeah. Um, but obviously, she needed to feel secure and stable and settled 100%, which I think is why she was kind of running back and forward between me and her mum and dad. But, she ended up doing what she wanted to do anyway, which was go and have the baby in Puerto Rico, which, fair enough. Listen, I love the fact that you're strong and you're independent and you do the fuck what you want because I'm like that and ain't nobody telling me what to do. But, there was a point where we had a heated discussion. I would try to keep those discussions very calm, right? Because she was pregnant. I think maybe her emotions were bringing up things up to the surface. But once again, I could see this manipulation side and that I was being controlled and I didn't fucking like it. So, when I finally put the boundary down, interestingly, the money came through for the houses that she flipped and boom, the next day I was gone. We had a little bit of an argument, um, which, yeah, wasn't really that bad. Um, but yeah, her mum and dad then said, you've got to go. Even though, maybe 2, 3 days prior to that, I kind of was in the space of going, I don't know if I could stay here. And I even was saying to her, maybe I need to go to the airport. We went to the airport a couple of times. Um, yeah, very, very difficult, challenging, problematic time. And I think that, her family, my family, everybody else's external energy was coming in and influencing the space, which is a shame. Once again, I was trying to hold everything. I didn't do a good job. Dropped the fucking ball. Tried to then think, how do I now save all of this and sort it all out and make it okay again? And the mess just got messier until, once again, I had that experience of then going into the spirit world and actually bringing my daughter in. So maybe there was divine perfection, intelligent design in all of it at all times. So Olivia, my dear, my darling, and Marina, my dear, my darling, I love you both very much. I will continue to keep to keep being wild and crazy and free, and I hope the same for you. My door is open. There's nothing more that I can do apart from say that and send you lots of love and healing and energy. Um, and I've already said that I wish things had gone differently, but I did my fucking best. In fact, I did everything that I could to try to look after you. And once again, the moments that I felt I dropped the ball under pressure, whew, I lived with that. But once again, I did what I could do in the moment, despite all of the conditions. So yeah, I love you guys very much, and I trust and I believe if it's meant to do this, that it will. I've had to fight off a lot of people's negative, horrible, nasty, spiteful energy for the last 3 to 4 years. Based on cleaning and clearing some old spaces, old wounds. And so maybe it was the right thing that there has been this time and this space and this distance, because I wouldn't have wanted you here whilst all of that stuff was happening. And that's my life. And listen, I work with people all over the world, and I don't claim to be perfect. And as messy as my life can be and everybody else's, I can still come up to the table and see other people's lives clearly, because two things: I'm not afraid to look at myself, and I'm also not, and I've also trained my ass off to be a good connection to God. Right? I trained in spiritualist churches and with people years and years and years and years. I don't work with people when I don't feel clear. That's why I step away when my energy is too elsewhere, that I cannot do it for other people because I can't be clear. So, the people that work with me will tell you that. But anyway, I don't need to justify or prove myself in that response or that regard. So that's that. That's part 2 of this. The point is, everything is working out as it needs to, and I am living it. I'm still living it, and the proof will be in the pudding, won't it? But I've, since that very traumatic experience, that once again is in divine perfection. I see it time and time again with the people that I work with, but it's just given me more and more to draw from in my work, because I've walked through the fire, I've walked through the flames, know what it's like to be disconnected from your child, to ache for your child. I know that feeling. So, I could talk to somebody who's in that space, because I know. And I, once again, to talk about God and divine perfection in the depths of despair and pain. So, yeah. It's a good old life, isn't it? Right. I'm gonna go make a sock puppet video, and then I'm gonna open up for people that want to come in. I need to make a TikTok very quickly as well. Like I always say, remember, all is good, all is God, all is love. If you want to work with me, you can, KyleTreslove.com. If you want to give for these videos, you can pay by Kyle Treslove. Until we connect again soon in a bit.